The pilot flying should never look down at the fuel switches during the takeoff roll. From the moment the thrust levers are advanced until the aircraft reaches a safe maneuvering altitude, the PF's eyes must remain strictly locked on the runway height and the primary flight instruments. Why the pilot flying never looks down? Tunnel vision risk. At takeoff speeds exceeding 250 miles per hour, taking eyes off the runway even for 1 second can cause the pilot to drift off the central line. Now, with this sort of standard operating procedure for the pilot flying, it is a very, very strong circumstantial and factual evidence in the Air India 171 crash that the severe one pilot telling the other, "Why did you cut off?" No pilot on the earth will say these words unless he has actually seen the switches being cut off. And as we just seen above and stated above as per the SOP, co-pilot was the pilot flying. So he could not have been seeing the fuel switches down at any stage. So he has not spoken these words because he could not see the switches being moved. So it is the only other captain who is the monitoring captain. He is seeing all the switches and all the things inside the cockpit. And possibly from this all the circumstantial evidence, he suddenly seeing the the co-pilot doing this thing and suddenly putting the switches to cut off has spoken these words, "Why did you cut off?" Now, this is a very, very strong piece of evidence. And anybody who is commenting about the technical things and other things, engine failures and the electrical failures and the red deploying, comes later. Because the first point, the central point is the CVR evidence. Why did you cut off? So no theory can be accepted which does not answer about these words having spoken as per the CVR. Now CVR is having the four channels, and it should be identifiable from which channel, which of the four channels this voice was spoken, whether it was on the captain mic or the co-pilot mic or not. So it should be easier for the investigators to look at the Burgo channels. Now I come to the various theories uh, in support of this, the point that the co-pilot has actually moved the switches. Why? I will come into this theory. Now the theory says, suppose a group of terrorists has planted hundreds of their Zyadi type young boys as co-pilots in various airlines of the world to carry out their missions by supporting their flying training and implanting them into the various airlines through their links. Now, these hundreds of the Ziyadis as their soldiers of the terrorists will be obeying their orders now to carry out the suicide missions and to take away the aircraft like MS-370. And if this theory is true, then this answers all the 911s, this answers the MS-370, this answers the AI-171. And the investigators must look into so this theory very, very seriously because this answers the MS-370. Why the signals were cut off, why the aircraft changed the course, why there was no mayday signals, why the debris were not found. Everything is answered if we look at this theory that the co-pilot being there, the boy of the mission, as soon as the captain went out to the laboratory or due to some other reason was called out or sent out, the co-pilot captures the cockpit and then after disconnecting all the signals, change the course and takes the aircraft to a predetermined island where the terrorists are waiting. And what is the objective? The objective is cash, valuables, the aircraft parts, the cargo, the human parts, and maybe the release for the sex for the terrorists. Maybe the terrorists, after having done the 9/11, wanted to have the cash also for their the missions. So they had this modus operandi to take away the aircraft to their these mission boys. Now, if this theory is correct, it is a very, very fearsome fact that many more such accidents can happen, like 9/11, like MS-370, like AI-171. In the case of AI-171, another thing is worth noticing is that there was a Godhra incident in Gujarat, and this VVIP on board was instrumental in the leadership uh, of the Gujarat as the chief minister. And recently there was a the Supreme Court judgment also about the Godhra incident, say accused. So maybe the terrorists who were the masterminds, they did not so like this, and they wanted to eliminate some of this VIP who was on board on the AI-171, and they operated through their say one of the jihadis who could be the co-pilot. Now the investigators must look at this angle also, and if they see the links of this co-pilot, if they see his funding of the flying training, his funds, his bank accounts from all the times when he was doing the flying training, who had funded, from where the funds came, and for the last 1 month, so before the crash, his all call records, where all he went, to whom all he talked, all these things, if you try to track, uh, it is likely that you may lead to the masterminds of this particular accident. And the fearsome fact is that if this theory is true, if the terrorists are resorting to this sort of a method now, and if really their young boys have been planted in various airlines as their boys who will be obeying them, then all our passengers, innocent passengers, the cabin crews and the pilot are in danger for future also, because these terrorists, through their planted, say young boys, can attack the vulnerable installments, the parliament houses, parliament sessions, and the places of say delicate strategic importance. So, and more, and many more aircraft can disappear like MS-370. So this is a very, very fearsome fact. And now the only solution seems to be that we have to now protect our cockpits. In India, about say 10 to 20,000 flights are say flying daily. So maybe it will be better to keep another 10,000 people in the cockpits. Say, so each cockpit can have a say security commando to safeguard the cockpit. Now this will have to be done. Otherwise, our efforts of putting millions of security personnel on ground for passenger frisking, for the cargo and the luggage scanning will go futile if the terrorists are operating now by this modus operandi of capturing the cockpits and operating through there. All our security efforts at ground will go in vain. And already so many such incidents have happened. And even those cases where the aircraft was say crashed in the hills, even those cases so could be the part of the missions. Maybe in those cases, the young co-pilot who was there in their mission maybe changed his mind. So instead of handing the passengers and the aircraft to the terrorists by taking to the some of the islands which they chose to bring the aircraft, maybe he has changed his mind, and he has crashed the aircraft in the hills, thereby preventing the aircraft and the passengers to go to the terrorists. So thereby he saved his own family also. Because if he had disobeyed the terrorists possibly might have not only killed the co-pilot, but also his family before him. So these are the all the things which are answering, which are getting the answers by this presumption of this theory, and it will be very difficult to refute the existence of this possibility, because by doing this, the terrorists, just by planting one person, can fulfill their mission, while on the ground terrorism they may be losing their more say jihadis. But in this case, just by losing one of their jihadis, they are fulfilling their mission for sure, and say, killing hundreds of people and making the terror like say 9/11 or taking up the aircraft MS-370. So all the the stakeholders, all the concerned, the safety and investigating agencies all over the world, ICAO, FAA, EASA, and all uh, the uh, the regulatory authorities of the countries concerned and investigation bureaus, they must sit together to see this insider threat of the uh, in the form of the co-pilots, the young boys being planted by the terrorists. They must have a thorough discussion at a common place like Geneva, like the Washington, maybe the New Delhi, and they should sit together and make a decision how to fulfill this safety gap that the cockpit should be secured. The critics may say that they cannot afford more the security people, but putting another few lakhs the security persons uh, in the all the cockpits will be worth, because we have already put the millions of security people on the ground, which are frisking and the scanning and the luggage and the cargo, and the passengers are being put to the inconveniences, and all these things are happening. But the terrorists might have found this thing as a alternative, it's a method of fulfilling their missions. And they are eliminating the VIPs at their whims. They are terrorizing by the activities like say 9/11. The 3-4 aircraft were taken away in the case of 9/11 and crashed. So jihadis will feel that if their one jihadi can fulfill the mission, then it is a sure shot, it is more effective way of doing the things, and they must be resorting to this thing. So it is a very, very serious threat to all of us, and the agencies should take it very seriously, because in very near future, more of the such events can happen. I would like to also share my concern about the Baramati case. In that case also, there is a possibility of some terror act. Why I will support my answer with this thing? Because as per the video clips, in the clips, it is seen that the aircraft suddenly drifted towards the left on the finals, and then when going towards the left uncontrolled. Now this is technically not feasible unless some of the left side structures were hit by some bullets or something and got damaged. So other than that, there is no possibility of this thing happening. And the investigating boards, the people must look for the presence of uh, the, the the gunpowder, the evidence in the debris. Because if the bullets were hit, the sniffer dogs can sense the debris even at the later stage. Also, on the left side, whatever are the premises, they must be examined for the presence of the gunpowder smell, and the people should be interrogated if they found some suspicious elements, see people during those days in some houses on the rooftops, and the people must be interrogated to, and maybe it will lead to some clues. Because here also there was a VVIP involved, and maybe certain people were instrumental in intentionally killing him. Now, likewise, I would like to share my concern about the General Rawat uh, the helicopter crash. In that case also, the debris must be examined for the presence of the gunpowder even now. So the investigation must be reopened, and this point must be specifically checked. Although they have said the element of the terrorism act were ruled out, but they have not substantiated it by anything. No examination was done on the nearby areas. There is no report of any examination done. All the hutments nearby were not, and the people in the range of where the bullet, the AK-47 or something could have fired. So those areas should also be checked for the presence of any evidence of a gunpowder, or the presence of some suspicious people around. The local people should have been or should be interrogated. So maybe even now some clues can come as to the who are the masterminds who have done it, because these possibilities do exist. And any aircraft, or especially the helicopter flying in the hills area, there are certain hutments or temporary structures where the terrorists can hide, and they can hit the helicopter or the aircraft. And if that area is not examined, then these things, this remains a safety gap. So these are the very, very important things for future, that whenever aircraft or the helicopter is flying on the hill areas, uh, uh, from there it has got the access to be fired. Then, especially after the crash, this angle must be, a column must be put in the investigation report, whether the debris were examined for the presence of any, say, gunpowder or some bullets, say, remains in the debris, as well as whether on the nearby areas where the crash occurred. So all those areas should also be scanned for the presence of the bullets, and their outer of the bullets, and the interrogation of the people in the hutments nearby. In the case of uh, AI 171, uh, clearly it is a suicidal, uh, say, attempt action done by the co-pilot, because he was not supposed to see at the fuel control valves and the fuel valves, and thus he could not have spoken these words in the CVR. So this is my submission, that these areas must be included in the report. These A thorough investigation must be done, and to satisfy the critics. So not only the co-pilot, okay, they may check the antecedents of the flying records and everything of the pilot also. So this way, the critics who are trying to defend the co-pilot, those who are hesitating to tell, no, it was the co-pilot who had pulled the switches off, they will be put to rest. So the investigators may rigorously track all these things about the co-pilot, and hopefully they will get a clue and they will reach towards the masterminds. So this is my submission. You may like to examine these theories. And one more last point I would like to add about uh, this simulation aircraft 370 missing, that certain agencies are now claiming that they can find the debris now, even now. Now, once my this theory is substantiated, then this aircraft must be hidden underground in some private islands to get hidden from the satellite also. So now, in case now somebody is trying to say that they can still find the debris, and they will claim the money only after the debris are found, my only apprehension and concern is that maybe the terrorists have found this method, that they will now plant the debris in some areas of the sea, and they will be found, and the money will be retrieved by the terrorists as a booty, as a share. So all concerned must be vigilant on this point also, that if someone says that the debris can be found, and now claiming that they will only claim the money in case the debris are found, my strong suspicion is that this could be also an attempt of the terrorists having approached such agencies, that okay, now we will throw the debris there and you can claim the money, uh, uh, say $1 trillion or something, and then they can have the another the cash flow for to carry out their missions. So all concerned may please uh, to look into these points, and I will strongly appeal all the agencies to sit together, have a urgent meeting, and save the people, to save the aircraft, save the cockpit, save the cabin crew, save the passengers, save the pilots, innocents who killed the victims, and these terrorist missions uh, must be prevented. Thank you.